this week. Tomorrow is going to be grassroots governance. My name is Dako Sanami, and this morning, as often, we have a matter of utmost concern. Yes, we do. We're actually live on Facebook we're live on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Social, and on Instagram. Just like her page, subscribe for updates as they come. And as I stated, we're via the community. All right, so over to what we have this morning. I think I've said my name. My name is Dako. In the Southeast, focus on the South up to the 2023 general elections, which we have, say, about 7 months away, if my math is accurate. Standing by on the other side is my guest, Mr. Ejike Ndubizu. We're going to be sharing vocal duties, but we're going to start attack on the president's convoy and the Kuje attack. Facility attack. We're merging this, but narrowing it down to the South. Of course, there's so much done. We're going to also look into PV. More especially with the numbers. Is up shortly. I'll just go on a quick platform. It's the interview right here on Omega 1.7 FM, Ma Radio, your radio.
Hello.
A very good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, good morning, my dear.
You're welcome to the point of view this Thursday morning, the 7th day in the month of July.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yes. All right. As I said to you when we had the Southeast. We'll also touch a bit on the INEC facility, but not forget, and of course, I think for me, the biggest of stories is the recent attack on the president's convoy and the Kuje facility. But before we get into that conversation this morning, of course, my guest is Mr. Ejike Ndubizu, so he's no longer a new person on this platform. He's a regular on this platform, and we would be sharing vocal duties. I'll start off with this. Some 2-3 weeks ago, if my calculation is accurate, our President Muhammadu Buhari had a correspondence with Bloomberg, and in that exchange, he had so much to say about the state of affairs in Nigeria. The president answered several questions, ranging from the economy to the security and down to the fight against corruption. Of course, he had 27 major things. Well, let's start with security, because I was very first thing he spoke on security. Number one, he says, we leave to report it without fear while money is returned. Number two, terrorists no longer hold any territory in Nigeria. This is what our president said. Terrorists no longer hold any territory in Nigeria, and their leaders are deceased. And vast infrastructure development sets the country on course for sustainable and equitable growth. Number three, the jets acquired from the US and intelligence shared by British were not provided to previous administrations and stand as testament to renewed trust, rebuilt between Nigeria and our traditional Western allies under my government. Number 4, we urge those same international partners to take additional steps, costing them, noting that by prescribing another group, IPOB, as a terrorist organization. He also spoke on my administration is the only one in Nigeria's history to implement a solution to decades-long head of farmer conflicts. And finally, he says we have spent our 2 terms investing heavily in the national road, rail, and transport infrastructure set to unleash growth, connect communities, and lessen inequality. That's not where the story ends. As 2 days ago, that's why the seeming acknowledgement on the security system or situation in Nigeria, gunmen suspected to be bandits attacked the convoy of the president, Muhammadu Buhari, in Katsina. The senior special assistant to the president on media and publicity, Garba Shehu, confirmed this on Tuesday. He explained that a protocol and media offices ahead of the president's trip to Daura for Salah, the attackers, according to Shehu, opened fire on the convoy from ambush positions, but they were repelled by operatives of the military, police, and blah, blah, blah. And it went on. But I want us to stick to the fact that the president's convoy was actually attacked. It wasn't just that. On Tuesday evening, after the explosions and gunshots were from the direction of the correctional center, the police, of course, at some point, they had to come up with a intelligence system that's been operated. Some other persons are saying that anyone could have infiltrated and committed whatever. We understand. So far, his administration had fared well with securing the lives and properties of Nigerians. Of course, he made this statement during an security situations which we have witnessed this week.
Okay, thank you very much. You see, when someone wants to deceive him or herself, they start with, saying things that are aware himself. It's unfortunate that was part of those that brought him into office, but he has been a very big and great disappointment to everybody, even to himself. He should stop lying in between his teeth, as far as I'm concerned. You see how he does it? A president that should be addressing his citizens more often goes ahead to address Bloomberg that is based in the United States. If I'm correct?
Yes.
So how frequent does he address his citizens? Except maybe those occasional period where he comes out to read what was written by his speech writers. So he told Bloomberg just about a few weeks ago that somewhere this one, that one, blah blah blah, security has brought it. Okay, his convoy, a convoy of a president, was attacked by a ragtag bandit organization. For the first time in the history of this country, I've never heard before, I've never read it in any history, that the bandits or a non-state actors attacked a presidential convoy. So he should just go and bury his head in shame as a president. Okay, the same thing, the same 2 days ago, you just spoke about it, that the Kuje correctional facility, the prison within the Federal Capital Territory, was attacked by Boko Haram, who he said has been decimated, and they have claimed the responsibility for that. And as we speak about it, because they left during the attack, probably they were the people why the attack took place, and the reason why the attack took place in the first place. So they are now recapturing people who stole mango and people who stole chicken out of the hunger that he has created over the past 7 years. Those are the 400 and that they are telling us they have recaptured. What about the 64th of commanders? and escaped during that attack. So you get the point. People who are grossly incompetent. There is no other word to describe them apart from everybody you can find in the dictionary. This is a country where everybody, right, even the president himself, should currently be under the same fear because his convoy has just been attacked. At some point, I resume the convoy so that he can at least witness what citizens, helpless and ordinary average citizens face on daily basis. If you know the retinue of military men, DSS officers, policemen that are on the convoy of a president in this country, and these guys had the temerity to go and attack them. It means that we are really in deeper one of the most secure institutions you can find in this country because it houses the military, it houses the other paramilitary outfits and the rest of them, both their training facilities, both their armory. But these guys came and attacked and went away. Look at Kujet. I had the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Interior saying that they came with fence, try the other angle, try the other. You see, this is a facility that is not very far from the Air Force base in Abuja, in the Federal Capital Territory. A facility that is not just too distant from the Air Force base. These people came in their numbers without any prior intelligence. Although we had that they had intel, there was an intel, but of course they couldn't act on it because they have not been acting. Because nobody takes responsibility for anything. At that moment, what has he said? There was a journalist, I think, from NTA that I when he visited with the priest. And when they criticized against it, he simply told him that it is not for him. And he has left for Senegal, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
This is a man who just came back from Portugal, not more than 2 or 3 days ago. So he keeps talking as if, oh God, my sister, I don't know how to just continue. You know, I've told you, the other time I told you that we don't have 10 months to endure, but I am praying to God Almighty that this 10 months is such a long time for Nigerians to endure this evil and criminality ongoing. Because the leader, the government himself, because if the president is aware of what is happening all this while, I'm not sure if the president is actually in charge, the man we elected, a good environment, that the presidential convoy was attacked. One, it will send the signal to the president himself directly that Nigerians are in trouble if his convoy can be a special convoy. Of Nigeria was attacked by bandits. So it's a mixed message to the president because I know, and I've said it repeatedly over time, that this people does not tell this man what happens. He's not aware. This is a man who obviously, in my thinking, wakes up to take his drug, goes back to sleep, and then they tell him what he wants to hear, and then they NTA news for him to watch all the nonsense they play there, and God will not allow us young persons to have a weaker or an older ancestor in the presidential bill again come 2023.
All right, go ahead.
So that is the point I'm making. The point is that everybody should get their PVC and get ready. Okay. These ancestors must leave us alone. These are people who ran, okay, the president in 1984 when he was president before. I wasn't born. Right? When I was just a year old, Atiku Abubakar and runners account for Senate 1982, 2023. After 1 year later, these same guys are coming back to tell us that they have all the whatever, all the ingredients to now make us a London overnight. Meanwhile, Tinubu is the one who brought, we should reward him with the presidency because he brought us the hardship in the name of President Muhammad Buhari. And he couldn't advise him and guide him around on how to govern us better. We must rise up and say, never again in the history of this country, if everybody cooks food they eat, even if you don't cook in your own home, you buy food that the food sellers are cooking, and they cook it with either kerosene or cooking gas. Now, anybody who is listening should tell himself what was the cost in the last 7 years and what is the cost today. So, eventually, anybody who does not possess a PVC today and is willing to vote in the next election is actually an enemy of the state and the enemy of some person and his family and his unborn generation.
Okay, all right. You've actually spoken extensively on the recent happenings, but then let's bring it down to what we want to talk about. Our focus, of course, is on, it's basically in the Southeast. This is where we are. On the 22nd of May, 2022, about a month or thereabout, the Governor Dave Umahi of Ebonyi State actually made a statement. He said insecurity in the Southeast is politically motivated, but not imported. Governor Dave Umahi of Ebonyi State believes insecurity in the Southeast is politically motivated, but not foreigners. Of course, his comments came on the heels of rising insecurity in the region faced with, was saddled with in the Southeast is policing about that statement.
Okay, thank you very much, my dear. And on the part of the man whom of Abakaliki, the capital of Ebonyi State, you can see visible progress and achievement made by this governor. So it's very unfortunate for us to now hear some of the things that he has been saying. The other time, after he made this statement, he came back to tell us that the people of Ebonyi will be voting for a certain ancestor who is from the Southwest, not because he jumped into the party. Well, he needs to learn because some of us have been in this party before now and before him. And we know that that person he is projecting is not better than our own homegrown solution to the country. So, I'm coming back to the question you asked about what he said. I think he's grossly misinformed. And that is what I've been saying about people who, that yes, insecurity in the Southeast is politically motivated. There is no argument about it. But for him to say that there is no external here on the ground, if it's monetary situation, he should know that these things usually heighten during electoral period. So as the primaries were coming between the two major political parties, the PDP and the APC, there was this orchestration to eventually have this place destabilized, so that even the Northerners and the rest of the country will look away from here as if this place is a very desolate place. We are in the Southeast. I live in the Southeast. I live in the Southeast. I occasionally make a business trip and other trips. But I can tell you that we are here and we are managing the situation. We have, thankfully, to governors like Governor Chukuma Soludo, who has visited location to ensure that we are secure and safe. We give him the appreciation. And more is needed because there is a lot of ground to be covered. But for this man to now tell us that these things are not externally motivated, I disagree with him. Because look at it again. In the last few days, we had that INEC office in the Brazil.
Yeah.
For that act.
Yeah, we're going to get into that.
Okay. If he says these are not externally motivated, can you tell me or tell us, what benefit if this an open challenge in another state is challenging you to come and tell us how any whatever from the South will benefit from that mindless and useless attack that just took place. Because it just happened to demoralize the ongoing surge in the recent surge in people's interest to get registered and to vote. I've said it. Some of them are not worthy to be called gatemen or drivers in the government house, but unfortunately, they are calling the shots in government house. It's a very unfortunate situation, I must tell you, my sister.
Well, okay, well, that's actually reacting or responding to the statement the governor, Dave Umahi of Ebonyi State, actually made. But now, moving on, still on insecurity, insecurity in the Southeast region is really not abating. Killings and kidnappings by the so-called unknown gunmen are still being reported daily, despite available intelligence of their camps and the
I don't know if they have started such an organization, but it should be an avenue for them to meet and strategize security-wise. Look at the Southwest. The Amoteku Corps is there doing a whole lot of good works, helping the police in a way, in such a manner that a man from Newi should be securing the Newi where he understands the language, the culture, and the terrain. It's very, very important. So I'm not laying the blame. There is enough blame eventually actually to go around everywhere, to the IG, to the president, to the structure, to the governors, to everyone, including with the citizens. Because a lot of things have gone wrong. But then, everything rises and falls on leadership. If we have a man who we have elected as a leader, he is expected to act as a leader. So,
Yeah,
yes, I agree that the people get the kind of leader they want or
they deserve.
they desire.
They deserve.
Because the president or the leader emerges from the people.
True.
But we are all aware that there has been flaws in our electoral process, in our leadership recruitment process. But with the new amendments and with the new legal framework that has been put in place, my sister, I can tell you that everybody needs to rise up so that we can get it right in the next cycle of recruitment.
Okay, it's 27 minutes, gonna pass 9 a.m. already. It's still on the other side has been Mr. Ejike Ndubizu, a businessman and a better governance advocate, and we're looking at heightened the insecurity in the Southeast. We've actually touched on some issues. Of course, we talked earlier about we spoke earlier, I beg your pardon, on the president's convoy that was attacked. We also moved on to the Kuje prison, and we are bringing it down to the INEC facility that was also attacked on the 3rd of July. We are live on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, on YouSocial, and on Instagram. You can actually like her page, subscribe to get updates, and then be part of the online community. All right, over to you still on the conversation. An office of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in Enugu State was set ablaze by yet to be identified arsonist. Mr. Okoye disclosed that the resident electoral commissioner REC for Enugu State, Mr. Emeka Onanamadu, reported that INEC's Ibueze North local government area office had been burned. Well, this happened on the 3rd of July, as I stated earlier. The arsonists were said to have overpowered the security guards, forced their way into the premises, and set the building ablaze. Although no casualties were reported, but however, 748 ballot boxes, 240 voting cubicles, office furniture and equipment were destroyed in spite of the best efforts of the Enugu State Fire Service deployed from Nsukka. According to Mr. Okoye, he said the commission is working to ascertain the status of voter registration machines the ongoing continuous voter registration, the CVR exercise, as well as others coming in the middle of the voter registration exercise. It would be recalled that on the 23rd of May 2021, an INEC office in neighboring Ibueze South local government area was attacked in supplement area office of 13th May 2021 and the state headquarters in Enugu on 16th May 2021. Is this to usurp the ongoing CVR exercise, and what does this portend? We understand politics is a game of fun. This upsurge, for the PVCs and CVR exercise. And some places, of course, we are called on, and some other persons have the opportunity and privilege to partake in the exercise. So, but with this recent attack on INEC facilities, what does this portend?
Anyway, like I made mention earlier, you see, these are orchestrated by outside
becoming too worrisome. Yeah, and he spoke on state policing as well. But let's get you talking this morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
A very good morning to you.
Good morning to our guest here.
He can hear you. Go ahead.
This is coming from Olu.
Go ahead.
I want to come in the angle of the state government. What he said. You know, all those times that we're making those statements, you never know where they're coming from. Until you later find that there are reasons for making all those statements. Just that presidential ambition. They thought that their father would just take it and give it to them. Is it not the same state governor that came out that time that is it after that even that statement that heard that Mosaka people in that Ebonyi state that he came out and was crying? The same person that said that whatever is happening is internal. The truth is that our leaders, they don't want to tell themselves the truth. They are just playing to the gallery. Every time we keep seeing this article from them, they are coming place in place. None of the start everything. It was later that we found that he will have been the one frustrating when this governor tried to put in place. Because he was trying to know that it's not from here. The truth is that before we make go for an election, we should look at those people that are coming out. No, if they have the interest of the people at heart, or those that are coming out for their own interest. And I prefer to know a better man. God help us. Thank you.
Thank you to one